Yeah, and look, the bottom line is you either have a great quarterback or you don't. And there's that third category of team that isn't quite sure whether or not their quarterback is going to be a franchise quarterback, and they're giving it more time before they pick one side or the other. And the Dolphins most recently gave extra time to Ryan Tannehill before they decided he's not the guy. Now, in New Orleans, they know Drew Brees is the guy. The question is, who's the guy after Drew Brees moves on? And Taysom Hill is generating some positive buzz. He's not just a gimmick. He's not just a guy who's going to come in and throw the ball deep down the field. And Sean Payton had this to say about Taysom Hill in comparing him, Steve, to your good friend, or Chris, to your good friend Steve Young. I said it was going so well until I blew it. To your good friend Chris, Steve Young.
Yes.
If you look back at Steve's career, people don't remember the time before he came to the NFL. You have a very athletic player. I think that advanced when he got to San Francisco. He always had great ability with his legs, so you're trying to create visions for players. And that's no different than how you'd evaluate how we see Teddy Bridgewater progressing and what we think he can be. That's the business we're in. So you take this, and we referred to Matthew Stafford as kind of a lump of clay that's never been formed into a real franchise quarterback by coaching. You take a guy like Taysom Hill with those skills, and you have Sean Payton craft him into the best decision maker he can be, and a guy who can take advantage of the mismatches that Payton can create through great design of plays. Maybe Taysom Hill is the next guy in New Orleans, Chris.
He gave us all hope the other day in Los Angeles against the Chargers. I can say that. It was not just gimmick crap. It wasn't just, I can throw the ball 50 yards on a laser down the field and, hopefully it's on target. No, it was kind of real quarterback play what we saw. And I think that's extremely encouraging. And Sean Payton's right. Steve Young, early on in his 49er career, they were like reworking with him on how to throw the football. They really were. And Taysom Hill's been an athlete, and he has to learn how to play quarterback. But I think this is very intriguing. Do you think they'd make him the backup quarterback there? Would Teddy Bridgewater leave town? Would they release him? It's interesting to me. It's not like Teddy Bridgewater, and I know he was under the weather the other day, has blown us away with what he did at the end of last year or what we've seen in the preseason to this point. And Taysom Hill, I come away seeing him, and I come away with my jaw dropped sometimes and blown away going, whoa. That was an unreal throw. And, whoa, there was a little touch on that pass over the middle. And then, whoa, look at that run, breaking tackles, outrunning people down the sideline. The proof is kind of in the pudding right now, and I just wonder if Sean Payton and company will have the guts to make that type of move.
Well, look, here's the bottom line. I don't think Teddy Bridgewater is going anywhere. I think Sean Payton wants to continue to work with him. There is a very strong connection between Teddy Bridgewater and Bill Parcells, and there's a strong connection between Bill Parcells and Sean Payton. And remember, Teddy Bridgewater was talking about joining the Dolphins before the Saints got re-involved and said, we want you to stay here. They have a vision for Teddy Bridgewater, and regardless of how you order the depth chart, the bottom line is all three quarterbacks are going to dress every Sunday for the Saints. You're going to have Brees, you're going to have Bridgewater, you're going to have Hill. So you can keep Hill at number 3, but just use him more often. What's Teddy Bridgewater going to say? Hey, I'm the number 2 guy. I should be going into the game more. So I think that Hill, it gets very interesting, and I don't want to put the jinx on Drew, especially since I interview him in 2 hours. If he would get injured, who would be the guy? That's really the question.
Yes.
Would it be Bridgewater? Would it be Hill? Would it be both?
Right.
And I think from Sean Payton's perspective, you probably would use both guys in maybe equal measure.
He might at first. He certainly might. Teddy Bridgewater's, of course, more traditional, used to executing these type of offenses to where he might feel more comfortable from that standpoint throwing Bridgewater out there. Taysom Hill, yes, to what we know and seen in the NFL, has been that gadget guy with an occasional throw just to keep everybody honest. But it seems like he is evolving along those lines. And, yeah, it could be one of those things where they throw kind of both of them out there and maybe a week or two go by in games where he looks at it and goes, okay, no, I'm going to go with this guy now. I've seen enough in these 2 games. Could be something like that. But you're right, too. They're going to keep all 3 guys. We know that because Taysom Hill has a huge niche on special teams and things like that. So they need him in that area as well.
And this is one of those feather in the cap type players where Sean Payton found him and developed him. And in that regard, There are some rough parallels back to Bill Parcells, Sean Payton, and Tony Romo in Dallas, because Romo, an undrafted guy that nobody really knew all that much about, and Bill Parcells turned him into that franchise quarterback. Remember when Sean Payton got the job in New Orleans in 2006, one of the first things he tried to do was trade for Tony Romo before he'd become the starter in Dallas, and Parcells said, no way, no how. So I think there's some pride that goes into saying, I found this guy and I made this guy, and maybe he will be the guy.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.